determination. Thank you. And when we have had no local input received, we have a petition presented by Mr. Andrew Boddy. Standing orders for petitions means that we have 5 minutes to present that. Mr. Boddy, which is Mr. Boddy? Boddy. Yeah. Thank you. We received the permission, but we don't. Standing rules means we don't have questions about it. We receive it. The floor is yours.
Just the right-hand button, Andrew.
Andrew's family is a large landlord in Onehunga, and to my left is Mark Jory. Mark owns a business that is a significant employer in Onehunga, as well as being a landlord. Together we are the Onehunga Business Association Watch Group. We've proudly crowned ourselves. We've been working with a very large group of businesses in the Onehunga and Te Papa areas, disaffected with the actions of Auckland Council and the Onehunga Business Association. Thank you for allowing us to present this petition. The petition asks the Council to undertake an independent inquiry into the conduct of last year's Onehunga bid expansion, which basically quadrupled the size of the bid. By my count, 174 businesses and landlords in the area have signed the petition. The ballot last year had several problems that caused non-compliance with Auckland Council's bid policy 2022, including failure to prepare and publish a complete electoral roll of all eligible voters, failure to run the ballot for the minimum prescribed time, and the provision of misleading information. Increasingly, our work with businesses in the area suggests that Auckland Council and OBA missed out a lot of eligible voters from the electoral roll used for the ballot. The ballot produced a bizarre result where, had the no votes not been made, the 25% turnout threshold would not have been reached. The only reason that the threshold was reached because people voted no. Compounding these failures have been several administrative failures at Onehunga Business Association, including the failure to provide notice for the special general meeting resolution that increased the targeted rate from about $400,000 to about $1 million. At that meeting, only 11 members turned up. 11. Just one more than the quorum, and in fact they couldn't get a quorum. Initially they had to do a ring around to get a quorum. The impact on business rates in the bid expansion area has been a 20% increase by this council. A 20% increase. 20.
Over what time?
From last year to this year, of which about 12% has been the result of the expansion itself. I struggle not to smile on this. Quite unfairly, in the Onehunga bid old area, the targeted rate went down 34%. This comes at a time when Auckland businesses are experiencing a prolonged and for some a severe recession, and when the general business rate is already 2.6 times the general residential rate, and that multiple is getting bigger. It's 2.6 times. 2.6 times. Onehunga and Te Papa is part of the heartland of Auckland businesses and jobs. For people who don't care about business, you should care about jobs. It's the heartland. Ironically, in this area, businesses, by my calculation, it's a rough calculation, I admit, pay about 50% of the rates, and they get about 5% of the electoral representation. On Monday, a special general meeting of 220 Onehunga and Te Papa businesses voted overwhelmingly to recommend a bid targeted rate of $410,000 for this coming 25-26 year. While the legitimacy of last year's ballot and the way forward is determined. So we want to go back to where we were while we sort out the mistakes that have been made in the past year. Council rules prevent us from petitioning the local board and the governing body for the same thing, which I understand. But to be clear, as of Monday, When the bid targeted rates are considered by the governing body, the recommendation of the Onehunga Business Association is $410,000. It is not, as staff might tell you, the $1 million that has been superseded by Monday. It is 410. We would like the governing body to approve the legitimate recommendation of 410 as the targeted rate for the Onehunga bid. A higher number is not the recommendation of the association, despite what the local board, bless them, might tell you. A higher number will just prolong the disruption that's occurring in Onehunga. Staff know about this. Despite what the local board, occurring in Onehunga, and is not good for the area. If you do the higher number, it will create more disruption. Sorry, I've got 30 seconds to finish. There is a perfect circle of blame and justification going on here. OBA blames the local board blames council staff blame OBA. We're here to collapse the circle. We want you to collapse the circle. Staff are to blame. We would also like to come back at the end of the month when you're considering council staff revised bid policy and tell you why it doesn't work in Onehunga and probably for many other places. Thank you, and my colleagues and I are happy to take any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Body. Don't take questions. These are some of the rules. I'm going to move that we accept the petition, and we thank you for attending, and we refer it to the Chief Executive for consideration, serious consideration. Okay? So, no, you can't, because it's on the rules. We just received petitions. Seconded by Deputy Mayor. All those in favour of receiving this, please say aye. The contrary,
Does it not?
carried. And thank you very much, Mr. Body.
I would like the Chief Executive to report back
Yes.
to the governing body. Thank you. Can I have that assurance? Thank you.
This will definitely be considered and reported back on. Thank you very much, sir.
It's not in the recommendation, so, and you won't allow the recommendation to be amended. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable to follow it up and report back.
I'm absolutely certain you would, Mr. Wilson. I'm talking about process here that's been ridden roughshod over. It's not a good look.
No. I'm against what Councillor Lee is saying, that process has been run over. Council is already very clear that the OBA followed the correct process, the bid process. Same as the local board. The local board approved the bid expansion, so...
Okay, thank you for that. I think we've made it quite clear what the Chief Executive is supposed to do. You can't receive these and not do anything about them. So thank you very much. And you receive it by bringing it round to the Chief Executive
Staff
now.
already know about this. They've ignored it, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, but formally receive
No,
it.
you cannot say that the staff ignored this. The legal team's been involved, Lagoima's been involved, local board team, Democracy Services.
We're not going to debate this now until we hear back from the Chief Executive, but thank you very much for your
Respect the
points.
ruling.
And I'm going to item 8. A status update on the decisions from the governing body. This is an information paper. I'm quite happy to move that we receive it. And seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Any debate about receiving these? Okay, all those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Contrary, carried. We'll now welcome the Chief Executive